Today, we're diving deep into the story of one of the most recognizable structures in the entire world. When you think of Paris, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For millions, it's the glittering iron latticework of the Eiffel Tower, piercing the city's skyline. But what if I told you that this beloved icon was once considered a monstrous eyesore, that it was never meant to be permanent? Get ready, because the story behind the Eiffel Tower is a dramatic tale of ambition, controversy, and incredible engineering that will change the way you see it forever. Our story begins in the late 1880s. Paris was gearing up to host the 1889 Exposition Universelle, or World's Fair. This wasn't just any fair. It was a grand celebration to mark the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. The French government wanted a centerpiece for the exposition, something that would showcase France's industrial and engineering prowess to the world. They launched a competition, inviting proposals for a monumental tower to be built on the Champ de Mars. The challenge was immense. The structure had to be over 300 meters, or about 1,000 feet tall, making it the tallest man-made structure in the world at the time. Over 100 designs were submitted, ranging from the practical to the downright bizarre. One proposal was a giant guillotine, another a massive sprinkler to water Paris in a drought. But one design stood out for its audacity and elegance. It was submitted by the engineering firm of Gustave Eiffel, a renowned bridge builder. Now, here's a common misconception. Gustave Eiffel didn't design the tower himself. The initial concept and detailed drawings were the work of two of his senior engineers, Maurice Koechlin and Émile Mouguire, with architectural flair added by Steven Sebesta. Eiffel, however, was the visionary entrepreneur who championed the project, bought the patent rights, and ultimately put his name on the line to make it a reality. The design was revolutionary. It proposed a tower made almost entirely of wrought iron, a material Eiffel knew intimately from his bridge-building career. The open lattice structure was a stroke of genius. It was not only incredibly strong, but also light, allowing it to withstand wind forces without becoming a solid, heavy monolith. This design was all about function. Every curve, every beam was mathematically calculated to distribute stress and ensure stability. It was engineering as art. But when the design was unveiled to the public, the reaction was not great. In fact, it was hostile. A group of Paris's most prominent artists and writers, including figures like the author Guy de Maupassant and the composer Charles Gounod, formed the Committee of 300. They published a scathing open letter, calling the tower a truly tragic street lamp, a gigantic black smokestack, and a hateful column of bolted sheet metal. They argued this useless and monstrous structure would completely overshadow the beauty of Paris, dishonoring historic landmarks like Notre Dame and the Arc de Triomphe. The criticism was relentless. People were convinced it would be an ugly, dark skeleton looming over their beautiful city. Despite the fierce opposition, Gustave Eiffel stood his ground. He passionately defended his project, arguing it was a symbol of modern engineering and the industrial age. He secured the funding, partly from his own pocket, and construction began in January 1887. The scale of the project was mind-boggling. Over 18,000 individual iron parts were prefabricated at Eiffel's factory on the outskirts of Paris, each piece engineered with precision down to a tenth of a millimeter. These were then transported to the construction site. The construction itself was a masterclass in project management and safety. In an era when large construction projects were notoriously dangerous, the Eiffel Tower's build was remarkably safe. Eiffel implemented strict safety protocols, including guardrails, movable scaffolding, and screens. As a result, only one fatality was officially recorded during the construction of the tower itself, which was an incredible achievement for the time. A team of around 300 workers, many of them high-altitude specialists who had worked on viaducts, began assembling the pieces. Imagine these workers, known as skywalkers, perched hundreds of feet in the air, using hammers and hot rivets to bolt the iron giant together. It was a spectacle that drew crowds of Parisians who watched, mesmerized, as the tower grew higher and higher each day. The four massive legs rose from their concrete foundations, slowly curving inwards to meet at the first level, then the second. Finally, the tower reached its full height. On March 31, 1889, after just 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days of construction, the Eiffel Tower was complete. Gustave Eiffel himself led a group of dignitaries up the stairs, hoisting a massive French flag at the very top. At 300 meters, it had officially snatched the title of the world's tallest man-made structure from the Washington Monument, a title it would hold for the next 41 years. The tower was an immediate sensation at the World's Fair. Nearly 2 million people paid to ascend the tower during the exposition, riding the brand new elevators to see Paris from a perspective no one had ever witnessed before. The view was breathtaking, and public opinion began to shift. The monstrosity was suddenly a marvel. But here's the twist. The tower's original contract stipulated that it was only supposed to stand for 20 years. After that, it was scheduled to be dismantled in 1909. The city of Paris would own the tower, but its lifespan was meant to be temporary. The critics who hated it simply had to wait it out. So, how is it still standing today? The answer is science. Gustave Eiffel was a brilliant marketer as well as an engineer. He knew the tower's survival depended on it being seen as useful, not just ornamental. He actively encouraged scientific experiments to be conducted from its heights. He installed a meteorology lab, an aerodynamics lab, and even conducted his own experiments on air resistance. The tower's true saving grace, however, came with the dawn of the 20th century and the invention of wireless telegraphy, or radio. Its incredible height made it the perfect radio antenna. In 1903, a long-range wireless transmitter was installed on the tower. During World War I, this became critically important. The French military used the tower's radio station to intercept enemy messages from the Germans. In one famous instance during the Battle of the Marne in 1914, the station jammed German radio communications, seriously disrupting their advance on Paris. The tower had proven its strategic military value beyond any doubt. It had saved itself by saving Paris. There was no longer any question of tearing it down. Over the decades, the Eiffel Tower continued to evolve. It became a hub for the first experimental television broadcasts in the 1920s and 30s. It has been repainted 19 times since it was built, always by hand, a process that takes years and uses about 60 tons of paint. The color has even changed over time, from reddish brown to a yellow ochre, and now the specially mixed Eiffel Tower brown. In the year 2000, it was fitted with 20,000 sparkling strobe lights that put on a dazzling show for 5 minutes every hour after dark, turning it into a beacon of light and celebration. Today, the Eiffel Tower is more than just a tourist attraction. It's a global cultural icon. It's a symbol of love, romance, and the enduring spirit of Paris. It welcomes nearly 7 million visitors a year, making it one of the most visited paid monuments in the world. It has been the backdrop for countless films, proposals, and celebrations. It stands as a testament to the vision of Gustave Eiffel and his team, a structure that was once reviled but went on to capture the heart of the world. From a temporary exhibition piece to an indispensable scientific tool, and finally to a beloved global symbol, the Iron Lady, as she's affectionately called, has proven that sometimes the most radical ideas are the ones that stand the test of time. So the next time you see a picture of the Eiffel Tower, or if you're lucky enough to stand beneath it yourself, remember its incredible journey. It's a story of defying expectations, of embracing innovation, and of how a structure of iron and rivets became a timeless masterpiece of art and engineering. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey into the past. What's your favorite fact about the Eiffel Tower? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories behind the world's greatest wonders. Until next time.